Let's learn about the new Nvidia cards.
When you write, your tone influences how readers respond. With Grammarly, just highlight your text and type.
I think I can speak for all of us when I say that this GPU generation has been a little bit less than super, but not anymore. The RTX 4070 Super, it's finally here. And in a cool matte black finish that I think looks really
Pretty
slick.
sick.
Just like every other Founders Edition box,
Look at Discord.
it's really prone to dropping the GPU, and inside we get a fancy
Oh my God, I'm really eating wings there, huh?
as I like to call it. The H power stands for horse. Obviously,
I hope when they do benchmarks, I hope when they show benchmarks for this, they compare it to a 3090 because that's what I have right now. I'm kind of trying to figure, but I don't know if anything really competes with a 3090 unless you're talking like 4080.
Universal connector that I really wish that they would just ditch at some point. Still sticks out the side, looks ugly as usual, but you gotta respect sticking to your guns. Let's jump into the specs and see how this differs from its older brother. The new RTX 4070 Super will be using the same GPU chip, the AD104, that can be found in the 4070 and in the 4070. If you remember, the 4070 Ti was originally gonna be called the 4080 12 gigabyte, and then everyone got really mad because it's on a different chip, the 4080. This is the third card that they've released on this chip. So what does
someone say nerd talk? Nerd talk. What kind of wings?
Well, it's
just Buffalo Dry Rub.
Compared to the 4070 Ti, we see about a 20 to 22% increase across the board in pretty much all cores. You got tensor cores, shader cores, ray tracing cores. We got all of them. We got more of them, which basically implies that Nvidia has been able to improve their yields pretty substantially. They've been struggling to make 4070 Ti's because this is cut down from that. The new 4070 Ti Super, yes, I know, that's kind of a hat on a hat for a name, actually has been moved up to the 4080 die and will be cut down from that. That's the AD103. So now we're never gonna see a card that has a full ADA10 chip on it. Everything is cut down, which is okay. There's lots of times where you have to disable cores to get better yields, but Nvidia hasn't really done much in terms of increasing clock speeds. The base clock on the 4070 Super is 1980 megahertz, a small bump over the 1920 megahertz on the RTX 4070, but no increase to boost clock, which means that Nvidia is relying on the extra silicon on the chip for the performance benefit. They're also quoting an increased power draw over the 4070, but just by about 10%. So not a huge increase, and they didn't bother to increase the cooler.
1060 is a solid card.
It's
definitely a little old, but it's a solid card.
Pass-through coolers that Nvidia made have been doing just fine this entire generation, keeping everything cool. And I actually like the size of these. This is a nice dual slot-ish card, and it isn't crazy tall or anything. It fits into cases, which is what I appreciate. I'm tired, big triple slot cards that don't need to be that big because they can be cooled by something this small. Man, the new like sleek black finish just kind of makes the 4070 look kind of out of, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just overwhelmed by the shiny new. Really, there's no difference to IO or anything like that. There's very, very little difference physically about these cards.
It really is a sexy looking card.
There's not gonna be any bump to VRAM or anything like that, which is a little bit disappointing because I still think that at the price point that these cards exist at, you really should be getting 16 gigs, especially now that AMD has announced that they're releasing a $300 card with 16 gigabytes. It's ridiculous, and it's still stuck at that 192-bit bus width. Unlike the other Supers that have been announced in the lineup, this is not replacing this. These will be sold alongside one another. The 4070 Ti Super will replace the 4070 Ti, and the 4080 Super will replace the 4080. These, however, are both going to remain in production for now. If we walk down the stack, we have the 4070 Super at $600. At $550, we have the 4070. $500, we have the 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte. And then we have a $100 leap all the way down to the 4060 Ti, not just 8 gig. And I feel like that's where the big chasm is. Like, why not lower the price of the 4060 Ti 16 gig and then insert these into the price stack? That seems to make a lot more sense. Because if this takes place of the 4070 in the product stack, and there's that much of a difference between the 4070 and the 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte, it kind of makes the 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte seem even more stupid than it already does. It's like truly gotta be one of the worst values ever for PC hardware. It's not cool. A 4090, it's kind of cool. It's just bad. It's like, what an insult. And it's crazy that you go up 2 steps and you still don't have access to 16 gigabyte.
This is the all-new Snap 4 Lux, the phone grip that doesn't suck. It's made from air.
As somebody who's interested in like marketing, it's always so funny to watch YouTube ads that are skippable, and you can see how much people try to cram in that first 5 seconds of an ad. That guy did a really good job. Like, it's always so interesting to like, you can pay attention to their scripts. They always try to like get you with a really good hook in that first 5 seconds because they know you're watching. They want you to not press the skip button. I always get a kick out of that. How much would you say a 3070 Ti is from a 3090? How much difference? I don't know, a 3090, if I had to guess right now, is probably around 600, no, 700, $800 probably used. 700, yeah, probably get that one at eBay. A 3070 Ti, I don't know, probably closer to like 400 or 500. Not price, sorry. Oh, how much performance difference? Oh, gosh, I really don't know. I really don't know.
You have to get the 4070 Ti to get the 4070 Ti Super now? Oh, man, I hate Ti Super. What a stupid name. Now that we understand the position in the product stack and the price of the card, we got just 2 things left to do. It's called graphing and gaming, baby. We got labs data and graphs after this break from our sponsor. Thanks to Motion Gray for sponsoring today's video. Tired of back pain from prolonged sitting and staring at a screen all day? Motion Gray aims to provide ergonomic workplace solutions at affordable prices. Their sit-to-stand desks come in a wide variety of models and sizes. They're simple to assemble and fully customizable with a bunch of available accessories, so you're going to be able to pick one that suits your needs. They also have a range of ergonomic chairs available, with each one focusing on adjustability, affordability, and providing maximum comfort. Check out Motion Gray, the link down below, and use offer code Linus for 10% off your purchase. All right, we've switched to the other set to get this GPU plugged in, and we're playing some games. We're playing Cyberpunk.
I want to know how this does against the 3090.
What are we at? The highest on Ultra, basically. With no path tracing
At 4K.
yet. We could even turn on path tracing and see what happens. Path tracing card, this is not. I mean, even on the highest end cards in this game, like you only get like 20 frames per second. Okay, and we're getting like 23 frames per second with everything cranked. It's cinematic, isn't it, Andrew? But
Wonder what's going on in chat? I don't know.
if we just turn on, go to DLSS, falling apart. Like, look at how like it gets nasty when we turn. When we turn ray tracing off.
I'm like a neglectful father. I don't know if I can go ask your mom. Dad's busy.
We're in like the 40,
This is Dad's time right now.
region, which is honestly like completely, this is totally playable. I'd probably lower some of the less, wow. I'd probably lower the settings a little bit further, but honestly, it was,
I see both sides, just figure it out.
it's pretty impressive like this. I'm pretty impressed. I wonder what the thermals are like. You know, we're getting like 70-ish degrees. I mean,
There's
wow,
no shot.
You know, it's pretty crazy. I mean,
no
I
shot.
expect nothing less for like a $600 graphics card, but
There's no shot.
let's see what we got. Firm mark? Yeah. 99, 100%, 100.5% power usage. At the hotspot, we're seeing 80, 205 watts, which is pretty much on spec for what they were quoting. It's fun to touch hot electronics, don't you agree? It feels surprising to me to see a 70 series card perform so dang well. They couldn't have really made it look more like a butthole. Whoa!
I think it looks like an
Overall,
eyeball.
in our games at 1080p, we're seeing about a 14% increase over the 4070 on the 4070 Super, and a 12% performance improvement over the 7800 XT. In our 1% lows in 1080, it's a bit of a tighter race,
Yeah, I did,
but
Maddie,
I
I
think
saw
it's
it.
more of a 1440p card. So let's look at what those results show. In 1440p,
Let's be respectful,
we see that
guys.
the-
Please just be respectful.
Especially in the 1% lows increase over the 4070. This is probably thanks to the expanded L2 cache that's on the 4070 Super. So the 4070 Super is now performing more in line with that 20% increase that Nvidia was quoting. When we go to DLSS, we see
CCS,
the
shut up.
actual 20% that Nvidia was talking, and they were probably talking about DLSS numbers the whole time because that's all they ever.
The conversation is over.
We see another 20% increase in ray tracing, and in 4K, that's where we see the biggest increases over the 4070. That's about all the analysis we're going to do here. If you want to learn more, just wait for the end of the month when we're going to release a video on LTT about all of the super cards. And for now, enjoy these graphs, and you can learn a little bit more about these cards for yourself. It's a great.
I feel like I'm playing hide and seek customs again.